Hello, everybody. I'm Francesco Rulli. I'm the CEO of Querlo. I'm here today with Alex Natskovich. Alex, if you can share with us a little bit about your background and what you and your company do.
Sure. Hi, Francesco. Good speaking with you today. So I'm a founder of MEV. We're a 100+ engineer company. We are based here in the United States, in the Bay Area. We have development centers in Europe predominantly, but in Latin America too. And for the past almost 20 years, we've been building software for clients in a variety of industries: healthcare, IoT, consumer tech. We've been privileged to work with some very famous brands. So yeah, but mostly we build really good software.
Fantastic. Yes, we have known each other for a couple of years.
Yes.
And the evolution of this industry, from our perspective, we started back in 2016 working with conversational artificial intelligence, but now there is a big impact. So what are your thoughts about the impact of conversational AI in your industry and also in the industries that you cover with your customer base?
Yeah. Well, I think I see sort of three core areas that are impacted really for us. One of them is this is a new domain. This is like a new technical domain that we actually need to master. We need to learn how to deliver high quality, production grade, enterprise grade software in. And it's not as challenging as maybe some more complex domains, but still there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things changing, new models coming out all the time, new tools coming out all the time. So staying kind of like on the bleeding edge of that technology is quite a bit of a challenge and an effort. But that's a new area. We have a lot of new clients who come in, they want to build these systems, so we need to know really how to do that well. So that's one kind of, I would say, like market expansion trend, right? The other trend that I see is which you hear in the news a lot of times, people talking about, like there's going to be jobs going away, like software engineers are not going to be needed anymore. I honestly see the opposite actually happening. We have a new clients coming in who couldn't really work with us before. They come in, maybe they've coded a little bit of a solution, and so it opens doors for more innovation and more work. And if anything, my perspective is the demand for like professional development services only going to grow. Maybe the model in which it operates will change over time, but I have a little bit of a contrarian take on that, and it's actually based on like what I'm seeing in the market. Like there's more demand for this type of work. And the other thing, obviously, is with all these new tools coming out, new models, you have impact on developer productivity. This is also a little bit of a like contentious area, because some folks proclaim there's a dramatic improvement in developer productivity. When I go talk to engineers who actually write code, they're like, not really so much, right? There are some new studies that just start to come out that basically say, actually there is a negative impact when senior developer used it. So I think we're like in this phase right now where we're still trying to figure out like what is actually happening, where it makes sense to apply some of these AI technologies and where it doesn't make sense, or maybe they're not mature, or change approaches. And it's all very dynamic right now. So, but it's certainly happening. There's certainly some impact, some new tools coming out that in certain cases positively impacting developer productivity and what could be done, with smaller budgets, what could be done with shorter time frames, especially when we're talking about more lower complexity type systems. Not a very large complex system, but maybe like prototypes and MVPs, stuff like that. Certainly a lot easier to build with AIs these days. And what do you think? Like, what do you see from where you sit?
I want to take an approach about humanity. Humans now are kind of competing with themselves in terms of the use of AI, intelligence, human intelligence, artificial intelligence. I had an amazing conversation with a university from Australia who wants me to participate, and I say to them, provide to me the questions. I'll attend the event. I'll ask those questions to my digital twin, on which I have is trained with my informations. And then I'll do my homework to diverge from my digital twin. I think humans now have to really work hard to be an alternative to artificial intelligence, to say, it doesn't necessarily mean that the most logical and most efficient way of behaving is what we should pursue. And this is an interesting philosophy. Also, I play a little bit contrarian here, but I'd say, you know what? It's more important for me today going selling with my children than create an efficient system for my company, because everything is moving that direction. So I really have to value those times together with my kids, because both them and I are going to be distracted by screens and AI, and what we see is going to be always more and more appealing, right? When you have, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So a little bit like that. I'm using AI to find myself less AI. Let's put it this way, right? To find the alternative. But I wanted to ask you one more question. What are the industries that you think are also going to be impacted the most in a positive way with AI, based on the solutions that you have been building for the last 10 years?
We do a lot of work in healthcare, and this is one of the industries that I think this is a little bit on the forefront in terms of, it sort of went through this hype phase very early on, and now I think it's sort of going through the shroud of disillusionment, and it started to gradually come out. You see like new models that coming out. I think Matt Gemma came out recently, which is a new model for, imaging and fire data processing and stuff like that. So there is, obviously, with AlphaFold from Google too, you have a lot of things happening in healthcare that I think finally sort of starting to click and starting to have actual practical positive impact on society, on healthcare, on our lives. So I'm very hopeful about like that whole area. It's still fairly early, but I see from our clients and from industry in general, it's starting to sort of turn the corner from, it's a nice tool to play around with and prototype, to, okay, now it's actually really hitting hard and having some productive impact, on variety different parts of healthcare system. It's not universal distributed. Some areas a little bit more ahead of it, some a little bit more behind, because it's very large and complex, obviously. But I think that's one of those areas that we're going to start seeing a lot more impact pretty soon. So I think that's my answer.
Fantastic. And if people want to learn more about your services and consider even working with you, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. The website is mev.com, and my email is alex@mev. So please feel free to reach out. Always happy to chat and brainstorm different things. And if I can be of any value, please reach out.
Yeah. And in the description, I will also put your LinkedIn page so they can see that.
Thank you, Francesco.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Good talking to you. Bye.